The man who's suing Gwyneth Paltrow over a ski accident is taking the stand. The retired optometrist claims the actress ran into him on a ski slope at a Utah resort 7 years ago. Terry Sanderson wants the actress to pay him $300,000 for injuries he sustained from the accident. But Paltrow says Sanderson is the one who crashed into her. She's countersuing for $1 and attorney fees. Paltrow testified about the ski crash last week.
I was skiing and two skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me, and there was a very strange grunting noise. So my brain was trying to make sense of what was happening. I thought, is this a practical joke? Is someone like doing something perverted? This is really, really strange. My mind was going very, very quickly, and I was trying to ascertain what was happening.
CBS News correspondent Carter Evans joins us now. Carter, so the man who claims to be the victim in this case is taking the stand now. What's his side of the story? I mean, when I hear Gwyneth Paltrow say he crashed her from behind, I'm thinking like a car crash. So the person who comes from behind usually would be to blame for the accident. He's saying that's not what happened?
Yeah, he's saying that she actually hit him from behind. And he says that it was so hard that it caused him to go flying through the air. But he says he doesn't remember actually seeing Gwyneth Paltrow. So he remembers being yelled at as he was testifying today by a man who was apparently a Paltrow's ski instructor, accusing him of wrongdoing. He said that he felt like he was a target, so he just said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That's how he explains why he apparently told Paltrow, I'm sorry, after the accident. There's a lot going on with this case right now, and it really is, at this point, he said, she said, and it's a battle of wills.
Well, I mean, we're hearing the he said from you. We heard a little bit of the she said. What else did she say happened? I mean, and what did she say she had to go through? So
in her testimony, she was adamant. Every single time she was asked about it, she says, I am the victim here. I was hit from behind. She described in great detail, as you heard there, how she felt like she was impacted. Skis came between hers. It caused her legs to go open. She fell down with this person, and they ended up in kind of almost a spooning type position. She was very detailed in her explanation of what happened, and she seems to have it very clear in her head. And I don't think it's necessarily a case of one person telling the truth and one person not telling the truth here. It could be that both of them perceived what happened in different ways. At least that's what experts tell me, in courtroom experts tell me, that sometimes witnesses remember things in different ways.
Well, I mean, here's how she remembers it, how he remembers it. Who else was there? Is anybody else going to take the stand at this point? What else is this jury going to be looking at?
So there's only one person who claims to be the primary witness to this, and that was a friend of Sanderson who was skiing with him, and he says he saw the point of impact, and he says it was Paltrow that hit him. Apparently, everyone who was with Paltrow at the time, her kids, Apple and Moses, and her boyfriend, now husband, and their kids, plus the ski instructors, were all looking the other direction when the accident occurred. Nevertheless, though, after the accident, Paltrow says that she looked at her ski instructor. She didn't feel the need to stay because she felt like she was the victim here, and it looked like he was okay. He was getting up. Her ski instructor told her to go on and ski down the hill, and that's what she did.
All right. Well, Carter Evans, thank you for the coverage and the thorough explanation of the he said, she said on this.
Sure.